Well, hello my friends, this is Caleb Byerly, and I wanted to show you the process of making a 7-string lyre or a Kinnor. So let's jump in. I first start by preparing the stock. Here I'm using a sapele board. It's a 1x8 sapele board that I use, making sure that it's square and flat. Then I use a table saw to cut all the parts of the body. I cut the left and right arm, then all the body parts and the crossbar. Here you can see all the parts, but I need to cut all the joints so that they all fit together. Here I'm using a miter saw. And I'm custom marking each of the walls so that it's really uniform and even on the inside. I need to cut the material out so it's not so heavy. You don't want an instrument that's too heavy, so you need to cut off material on the inside. Here I'm shaping the inside and smoothing it out with a rasp, a file, a chisel, and sandpaper. Here I am marking the crossbar, which will be cut and retrofitted into the arms. All of the tension of the strings are going to be resting on this crossbar, so it has to fit just right into the arms. I do this by using a table saw sled. Now I'm choosing which soundboard I want to use. I could use a plywood one like this, or I could use a highly resonant wood like this. This is Sitka spruce from Alaska. You want to make sure that you use something that resonates really well, and it's generally a lighter, softer wood. Here I use a thickness sander to get it all to the same thickness. Bryce, who is one of our interns, is sanding all the parts to make sure that everything is really nice and smooth. This is best done right before you glue up. I pre-clamp all of the joints together with masking tape, and then I glue it. I fold it up, and I use a few bar clamps to clamp it all up. I want to make sure I don't over clamp it. At this point I can drill dowels or screws through the side to make sure that the crossbar is really nicely intact, and I use epoxy. I put both sides of the soundboard on, and I use as many spring clamps as I can possibly get on there. Once it's all glued up, I use the rasp to get perfect angles all the way around, and then the file and sandpaper to really smooth it out. Here I'm drilling the sound hole. I mark and drill all the holes for the tuning pins and the string anchors. Here Bryce is sanding up to 220, and he's dusting everything off, getting it ready for the shellac. Shellac is really nice because it's natural, it's non-toxic, and you can brush it on. You don't want the finish to be super glossy or super shiny. This is a rendition of an ancient instrument, and we don't want to make it look like a plastic instrument. We want the grain to come out, and we want it to be natural, but also we want it to be sealed and be able to be preserved for a long time. I also put a couple of wax finishes just to create more of a sheen and a better feel. Here I'm putting the string anchors in, and here I'm putting the tuning pins in, making sure that these are perfectly flat. The last thing that I'm going to construct is the bridge, and I just use a simple ripping saw and a piece of sapele to rip it down, cutting it to the different angles. And I have to make sure that it's perfectly flat so it transfers all of the vibrations from the strings to the body. And then I finish it with a little bit of shellac and file the placements for the string, and it's ready to go. Now for the strings, I use guitar strings or nylon strings. Here I'm using guitar strings. I get all the strings on, making sure that the bridge is nice secured, and then I'm ready to tune. I tune it in a major, minor, or pentatonic scale. Any type of chromatic tuner works nice. C sharp. And at this point I am completely finished. It was a great build. I love these Kinnors, or 7-string lyres, and I look forward to playing it. Hello, my name is Caleb Byerly. I've been a musical instrument maker for many years. I have built a mastery class for you to learn the techniques of how to build this, and it gives you step by step from choosing the material to putting all the material together to putting the strings on, the hardware on, and tuning it up. And this is not just going to teach you how to make this, but it's going to help you learn techniques for working with different types of tools. And I've designed this course to not just focus on electric tools or not just focus on hand tools, but I blended them so you could actually build this with just really simple hand tools. So I want to invite you here to this mastery class. I think you'll really benefit from it, and you can learn all of the information about this on my website, calebbyerly.org. Thank you.